My name is Gayle Woody, and I'm a Democrat. I'm running for the Jackson County Board of Commissioners, and I'd be representing District 1. I'm 66 years old. I'm retired from teaching public school. I taught at Smoky Mountain High School. I taught art. And before that, I did work as a health education specialist with the Jackson County Department of Public Health. And I worked in pregnancy prevention there for 11 years. And so that's pretty much my experience. I'm married, been married for 42 years to Phil Woody. We have 4 children and 12 grandchildren.
I'm Charles Elders, the Republican candidate for District 1 County Commissioner. I'm seeking re-election as I have, right now we'll be finishing my third term in this seat. And I'm 75 years old. I'm a lifelong resident of Jackson County. Most of my entire working career has been in retail sales. I've managed different companies, helped open stores, and for the last 35 years I've been in my own stores, which until today, along with my son, I am still operating Elders Super Ed Incorporated in the Barkers Creek community.
The major goals that I would like to accomplish as the county commissioners: number one, to serve all the citizens of Jackson County. I don't have a special interest group behind me. I want to serve every citizen of Jackson County. I want to support education. Our children and our young people are our future, and the education of those people in our county is so essential, doing the best we can for them. I also want to protect the environment. I would like to see an expansion of our greenways. They have done a wonderful job in bringing people together when they're exercising in different communities, and I feel that's one way we could enhance Jackson County. And then I do believe that we need to address the opioid crisis. This is a multi-layered situation, and it's going to take all the citizens and organizations in Jackson County working together to address this crisis.
We have commissioners' goals, about 15, which I am very interested in every one of them. But in addition to what we've already got on our docket as commissioners to be accomplished in the next year or so, I would like, if possible, to secure a location in Jackson County that we can put into what is called an industrial park. I've been in favor of that for many years. We just haven't found the property that fits that yet, but I still hope in the near future we can find that. And we've been securing little recreation parks throughout the county, as we've completed in the Cashers, now fixing to complete the one out in the Savannah area. And now I am very dedicated to finding one in the Whittier, Walla, Barkers Creek area. And that's an accomplishment I want to see done during my next term.
If I'm elected as county commissioner representing District 1, I would vote to reinstate the advisory boards for the health department and for DSS, made up of volunteer citizens who are experts in their field. And I think that the decision made by the commission at this point to undo those boards, and then they created themselves as the board that's in charge. They'll have to make a health advisory board, because that's required by the state, is not the best way to administrate this situation. Having worked at the health department, I know that the director of the health department and the DSS director are doing outstanding jobs. They've just won awards, state awards, for their work. Christy Hooper with DSS and Child Support Services. So we need to really trust those people to do the jobs that they were trained for and that they're experts in.
To stream some like this is due to some of the complaints and concerns that our business people, along with our building contractors, have talked to me over the few years about. And I feel that these complaints that we have received will be better answered and followed up on, and better results in having the county manager and the county board of commissioners to oversee this. I had rather to favor trying to get the homeless people down to zero, educating them, and have different programs to eventually get them from not being without a shelter. But I know we'll always be faced with some of it. We have to be prepared. We can't let anybody stay out on the streets in zero weather. And we just got to work with our organizations and I think continuing to educate people and get them back in the workforce rather than encouraging them to come into homeless shelters day after day and maybe make a permanent life there. Now, some people are disabled. They need to be looked at in other ways, and I'm in favor of that, but this is something that we need to be real cautious on, and we can't, as I said before, just leave them out to hang, but we've got to work with the other organizations and try to get this down to where we don't have any homeless people.
I believe that there are two different groups of people who end up homeless. There's situational homelessness, which could cause, could happen to any family. A crisis in health issue that would cause a great expense and allow them to lose their housing. There could be a family situation, divorce, separation. Those situational occurrences need to be supported so that those people can get back to being self-sustaining. We have wonderful agencies that can help those people, and I think our local government providing temporary housing until these families and individuals can get back on their feet is very important. And then there's also systemic homelessness, which is when people have mostly mental health issues. And those need to be addressed in a whole different way, which we need to look at and see how can we help these people get the mental health services they need that is causing their homelessness. The brunch bill is one of those situations where I personally didn't have a real strong position either way. Our county commissioners did ask for public input, and at both of the public meetings, one that was held in Silva and one that was held in Cashers, the overwhelming majority of the people that spoke in opposition to that bill. In Silva, there was one person that spoke in support, and then in Cashers, there were several business owners that spoke in support, and they were very convincing in their arguments. But when you ask for public input and the overwhelming majority of people give their response, I feel it's only respectful to consider that. So I would have voted against it because of public support.
Well, part of it is, and I stick by my religious beliefs, and I know we have some churches, and I respect them also, that don't use Sunday as their Sabbath. That's good. But I think the majority of the people of the churches in Jackson County do have their main worship service on Sunday mornings from maybe 10 till noon. And I feel deep in my heart that one thing we need to do is show respect to our churches, no matter what denomination it is, and at least grant them that 2 hours that we don't partake or sale of the alcoholic beverages while church is going on.
Needs.
Yeah, I realize there is an extra burden now placed on us, but one thing we can't ever forget is neglect our children's safety. Now that's a big concern of mine, but we need to work with the Board of Education and our local sheriff's office or any of the law enforcement and get their input on this and think how we get these funds, but it's something we can't put aside. We've got to be constantly working on it daily, and we've got to make our schools back #1, but also keep our children safe as we possibly can, because they are our best resources, is our school children today.
As a retired teacher, I feel strongly about this issue. I am concerned, though, that our legislature is not being sensitive to the real needs of our student population. Being an art teacher, art and music are the first classes that are cut. And yet those very classes are some of the classes that students come to school to enjoy. And it enriches their lives in ways. And also we know from studies that music and art enhance test scores. There's study after study that verifies how important those things are. So I am proud that Jackson County has worked very hard to fulfill the needs of our students, but it's put a big burden on our county government. So we need to work hard to get the legislature to recognize their responsibility